Alright, welcome back to Roguetech, and welcome back to your first playthrough. So, I actually tweaked the audio a little bit again, so if you still can't tell a difference, wonderful. If it sounds a little bit better, even better. And if it doesn't sound as good, then please let me know so I can make more adjustments. But with that out of the way, let's get into it. So, right now, I believe I mentioned last time, we have these 3 mechs available to drop. And while the stealth isn't the best, it's passable, it's adequate. The Bushwhacker's looking really good. Like, the Bushwhacker's getting there very, very quickly. And the Locust is just all reliable. Easy peasy. And then we still have both the vehicles, the Chasseur and the Mockingbird, available to use. So, to make use out of our Mechwarriors, we're going to go ahead and drop on a mission and then do building based on, you know, what the repairs look like and everything. So who are we going to drop? Rusalka is definitely going to be a good pick, specifically because, well, A, we can get more gunnery, that's nice, and B, more importantly, she's super evasive. So the Locust will be hopefully taking 0 damage. And then Scion, obviously, in the Bushwhacker, we're trying to get the affinity up, and yeah, Commander and the Bushwhacker just, you know, makes sense. Tainted Loki, once again, will be in the Chasseur. Who have we been dropping in the Mockingbird? Horik. Looks like Horik has been in the Mockingbird. Yeah. Alright, so we're not going to drop Braver because he's also Locust, and we're going to be using Rusalka to keep the Locust, hopefully, from getting damaged, so we can drop it again with Braver in it before fatigue is up. I think maybe Sarge. Sarge has 0 drops on... Maybe not Sarge, then. Because we have the stealth. So... Huldra and Hellion? Yeah, Huldra and Hellion. I mean... arguably, both good. Like, yeah, Hellion has higher stat. Okay, we can also get 4 gunnery. Again, this is unjam chance and reduced chance to jam for the machine guns on the Phoenix Hawk, so is good, in addition to the, you know, base hit chance, which, as I covered previously, base hit chance doesn't really mean a lot until you get better targeting gear and everything. But yeah, there we go. I think we're gonna drop Hellion, Scion, Rusalka, and then the 2 vehicle pilots. So, which mission are we going to drop on with 5 units instead of 6? Defend bases are always, you know, a viable option whenever you're dropping a little bit light. I mean, yeah, it's a 1.5 skull mission. But, again, with defend base, especially at, like, low skull, like under 2.5 skull, the turrets alone are very likely to be able to handle a lot of what's coming. We're against planetary government, so... complete coin flip as far as how valuable it's going to be. We are going to drop on Blackouts this financial report, but I want to definitely have a solid full lance of 4 mechs, preferably 4 mediums, or at the very least 3 mediums in the Locust, but preferably 4 mediums. But I do intend to drop on the 1.5 skull missions. We have travel contracts. Okay, I'll take a moment to talk about travel contracts. We're not going to take them. The red skulls like that. That's a 7 skull mission, and that's an 8 skull mission, and that's a 9 skull mission. So, the red skulls are bad. Or, not bad, but strong, scary. In any case, travel missions. You can select the mission. It will tell you how many days to get to what system. It will not tell you, however, what system, or what faction is in control of the system. It will just tell you the system and how many days. You actually have to go to navigation to find that particular system to get any information on the system itself. Other than that, if you accept a travel contract, whoever is hiring you is going to pay for all the travel costs. So if it's like super far away, is there one? No, they're all 17 days. Actually, they're all going to the exact same system. In any case, the faction that is hiring you for the contract is going to pay the drop card, the jump costs, to get to the system to drop on the mission. Once you arrive, unless something has changed since the last time I took a travel contract, You then have the option of either dropping on the contract as or as you had previously negotiated, because if you accept, you actually have to negotiate everything right now, and then when you arrive, you can either drop with those exact negotiations, or you can refuse to drop on the mission that you agreed to, in which case you lose reputation. I think it hurts your MRB rating. Like, it's not terrifying, but at the same time, it's kind of sets you back a little bit as far as reputation goes. But other than that, like, it's a viable way to get to a new system with a higher difficulty. For example, like, it's very useful if there were like 3 or 4 skull missions, like green skulls, 3 or 4, and we were done with like 1.5, 2 skull missions. We could use a travel contract to get to the new planet that has the higher rating and not have to pay the however much jump cost. And just out of curiosity, I'm going to try to find the Tau Ceti and see how much the jump costs would... There we go. Travel contract, right there. So it would save us 25,000 C-bills. And that's the only benefit of doing a travel contract. I mean, if it's... Okay. The other benefit of the travel contract is if you're going to pass a financial report on the way, you will know what contract you're going to have available when you arrive, what difficulty it's going to be, who you're up against, etc. Like, you'll have all the information on at least the first mission. So if traveling there is going to pass a financial report, at which point all the missions would be re-rolled, you would still have the same travel mission that you had already agreed to drop on when you get there. So that's the other benefit to travel contracts. But other than that, yeah, that's literally all there is to travel contracts. Not a whole lot to discuss other than that. So we're definitely not dropping on the 2 skull, especially since it's target acquisition and we're dropping light. The Blackouts, again, I want a full lance and the 2 vehicles, so we're going to hold off on them. So basically our option is defend base or one of the 1 or 1/2 skull missions. Assassinate's interesting, especially now that we know the Republic is potentially clan tech. I would be very, very happy to get a clan tech medium mech, and the assassination target may be in a medium mech, even though it's a half skull mission. It would be basically a medium mech, potentially clan tech because it's Republic, and then in addition to the 1 scary medium mech, it would just be mostly like light mechs and vehicles that we could probably deal with pretty quickly. That said, it could also be the assassination target, the lance of supporting units, a lance of reinforcements, and ambushers. And if we're dropping with 3 mechs and 2 vehicles into potentially 3 lances and an assassination target, I mean, the half skull the half skull Blackout is interesting. Specifically because, as I've mentioned before, in the Blackout, or with the Blackouts, you have everything kind of split up, and there's a chance that there's just nothing until the last point, and you fight a single lance. So actually, I think I'm going to start off the Blackouts. This will also allow me to go much more in-depth about the mission type and what it looks like and how it acts before I go on to ones where I'll actually have to, care about what I'm doing and pay attention to not blowing up a mask or something. So yeah, let's do that. Half Skull Blackout. Again with the Blackout, so there is a limit to how much value can drop in any single activation of enemies. That said, we're against Republic again, so any single mech or vehicle they drop could have clan tech. And it's a half skull mission, so max payout is not even 500,000. Yeah. Let's go 627. Also turrets, if there are turrets at the first point. Wait. Lance 1 requires a mech over 5 tons. Oh, can you not activate the point with battle armor? Out of curiosity, does vehicle work as well? Yeah, vehicle works. Okay. So you just need 2 non-proto, non-battle armor units to be able to drop on a Blackout. Huh. Anyway, let's actually switch this around like that. Also, the maximum 400 tons is regardless of your Argo upgrades. On Blackouts, you can only drop 400 tons. So if you're dropping on a late game Blackout, you could potentially only have 4 assault mechs, and that's it. In any case, we're dropping Rusalka, Scion, and was it Hellion then? Yeah, I think it was Hellion we decided to drop in the stealth. Right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Anyway. Anyway. Yeah, that's the plan. Drop what we've got available. This should be enough to handle the half-star. Like, the half-star lance rating is not really paying attention to our firepower or anything like that. It's just paying attention to the value of stuff we're dropping. So even though the Schrosser isn't an incredibly, valuable C-bill-wise tank, that AC-10 is reliable and it has, good enough armor to soak some damage for us. Mockingbird, again, medium lasers are cheap, but having 4 medium lasers with elevation advantage is pretty strong. And then our mechs, yeah, that's where the majority of the value is coming from, especially the Bushwhacker. But yeah, so that's why we have a half-skull lance rating, or a half-star lance rating. I always call them stars, even though they're kind of like chevrons with wings, but yeah, it's easier just to say star. But yeah, so even with only the 3 mechs and the 2 vehicles, it's still, the system is saying that we are on par with the half-skull Blackout. Cool. Alright, so the first thing that I want to draw attention to with this particular Blackout is the briefing and what Darius is saying. So, they lost contact with a strategic outpost, and we are going to make contact and get a sit rep. This type, the interrupted mid-data stream type of Blackout, is more likely to have ambushers than any of the other options, because the first activation is going to be either ambushers, active drop, or turrets, or nothing. Nothing is also an option at the first point. And with the interrupted midstream, it's more likely to be ambushers. And then the final activation point is also more likely to be ambushers with the interrupted midstream briefing. Also, they tend to be, in my experience, possibly slightly more valuable than other types of Blackouts. So that one is unconfirmed. It's just what I've observed. Have no way of confirming that though, because really Blackouts are the most RNG heavy of any mission type. Now, the next thing you'll notice is we do not get to choose where we drop. So you always just get dropped automatically wherever, and you just kind of have to deal with wherever it is. Alright, so it does not look like we have any dead drops. Pretty sure the Schrosser can move freely, so yeah. Sometimes you will have a dead drop, in which case it's usually best, by dead drop I mean a hex that you dropped in that you can't get down from, like if you drop at the top of a plateau or something. So it's usually a good idea before you get anywhere close to the target zone to try to get all of your units
on my way,
able to move freely. And we're going to get on the road to get more evasion. Also going to get on the road to get more evasion with the stealth. Locust, we can just kind of get max evasion just about anywhere. So we're actually going to go over there. Mockingbird's going to take a turn to spin up. In any case, as you can see, there's no blocking force reinforcements. This is partially because I do have the, in the rogue launcher settings, I have the, what are they called? Support lance? No, not support lances. Whatever it is, the extra lances that can drop in. I have that disabled mostly because for the challenge run, I need things to be somewhat consistent. And yeah, it is still coming. Give me a couple weeks, and it will be time for Challenge Run Mark III. But aside from that, There is no blocking force of any kind, so all we're doing for now is moving towards and activating this target zone. Now you can see in the objectives, established sit rep is 0 out of 2 units. So we need to get 2 units in range of the target zone to activate. And it is worth noting, it will activate as soon as those 2 units are in. So, if we run in with this, with the stealth, which again, the stealth is the short range, brawler type mech we have, you'll see it says 1 out of 2 units. If we now run into range with the Locust, it will immediately activate whatever it is. We don't really want that yet. We would rather activate it with the first 2 units that move, and then be able to move everything else into position as we want it, when we want it.
Moving out.
And only getting 9 evasion on the Mockingbird, I think, because we were going higher elevation. But yeah.
I hear ya.
So, like I said, we want to activate this point, and we want to activate it in such a way that we can see where we need to go and what we're up against.
Waiting on you, Commander.
So, I personally like to activate it with the least maneuverable mechs possible, which means, in this situation, the Bushwhacker. Now, I'm specifically facing the target zone, because if there are turrets that activate, you can see, as usual, what the turrets are. And you can see, zooming in, this is an artillery turret of some kind. This looks to be some kind of, looks like maybe a laser turret. Maybe. Might be autocannons. Here, this is definitely some kind of autocannons or machine guns. And actually, you know what? These might be... No, they're not missiles. I don't think they're missiles. So, pretty sure we've got nothing but direct fire turrets other than the artillery turret. But when we move in, facing the turrets, this should activate the point. Oh. I guess we're 1 hex short of activating the point. Well, I don't want to activate it with the Bushwhacker now, because just like activating it with the stealth, I want to be able to be facing the enemies. So, I mean, activating with the Locust is actually not a terrible idea. It is super maneuverable, so no matter what we're up against... Actually, this probably isn't able to activate. Nope, not close enough. It's fine. You know what? On my way. I think I'm actually going to take another turn. I'm going to take another turn to activate it. So now we have 0 out of 2 units. Okay. And then we can fly over here. Something like that with the Mockingbird. Alright. Actually, I should have moved the Mockingbird in. It's fine. It's fine. In any case, yeah, we're going to move the stealth and embrace. That should definitely be... Yeah. And the first time, like the first round where they activate, it should be a non-combat round. So we should still have time to reorganize before everyone starts shooting. So I'm actually going to move the Tracer in. That should activate it. Boom. 2 out of 2. And immediately we find out it is a hot drop. Okay. And yeah, it looks like the turrets are actually on our side, which is both good and bad, because the Thumper turret, that's scary. But now that we know that it's a drop with mechs and not fighting the turrets, we can then reposition. For example, we can come over here with the Bushwhacker and do that. And the reason the dotted lines were going from behind this ridge to the enemies is because the Bushwhacker has indirect fire. So out of combat, you're always going to see dotted lines to basically every enemy that's in your firing arc. Here, I'm going to pull the Locust off to the flank there, and I'm going to join it with the Mockingbird with 10 evasion, and yeah, there we go. So now we have the Locust and Mockingbird who will be able to flank whatever. And we actually get first activation in part because they dropped a lot of vehicles. So there's a battle armor squad. We have no information. There's a C-Axe with a tag, so we know that the energy, because it says tag in parentheses, it's got an tag in as the energy weapon and 2 missile weapons. And we have the Saladin. The Saladins are scary. They're usually running an AC-20. So 100 damage pinpoint. If it hits, we're going to have a bad time. Yeah, and it has breaching shot, so cover and brace do nothing against it. Noted. Breaching shot does only apply if you're firing 1 weapon at the target, and it only has 1 weapon. So every shot's going to be a breaching shot. Here we go, the CX. It's a hover tank. Has dual SRM4 and a tag. Okay. Oh, wait. Wheeled propulsion? Yeah, okay, so it was a holdover from the Saladin. No? Why was it saying hover propulsion if there was no hover propulsion? Oh, there we go, yeah. It was just a heads-up display issue. So, yeah, the Saladin's a hover tank, the CX is a wheeled tank. We have a battle armor squad of some kind with absolutely no information on it. And then behind us over here, I did not notice the Arctic Cheetah, which is behind our Bushwhacker and takes its turn first. So, I know what my first target is. Absolutely. There we go. So, perfect example of using the stealth wonderfully. So, we're punching since we have no weapons of the arm, yada yada yada, same thing. Same thing as usual. Now, we're not going to have as much evasion as if we had sprinted behind, but the chance to hit the Arctic Cheetah in the back with the punches would have been very valuable if it had hit. But 50-50 chance, roughly, so... Oh yeah, also, since we have the allied turrets, because it's a hot drop, they will shoot the allied turrets a bit. Which is cool. It's very nice that our turrets are being reliable. Yeah, here we go. Arctic Cheetah into our Bushwhacker's back. Not great. Or shooting the stealth in the side because reasons. I'll take it. I mean, if the AI wants to be stupid, I'll take it. Absolutely. And now our Bushwhacker can just walk back and shoot the Arctic Cheetah in the back again. That's nice. Here... We definitely want as much evasion as possible, since we know they have breaching shot, and there's also no reason to get into forest other than the extra evasion. Or, not evasion, extra difficulty to hit. But, yeah, I mean, 55%. 55% is not nothing. And if we hit the Saladin with the AC-10, and then the machine guns follow up, we might kill. Nope. No, pretty sure it hit front. Yeah, if we had hit side, we might have gotten a kill there. And yeah, laser turret.
What can I do for you?
So, the only thing that hasn't gone yet is the Saladin, and if we can deny the Saladin a turn, I'm actually tempted to move for highest hit chance possible. 66.7 versus 47. Yeah, so we'll have a little bit less evasion, but if we can kill the Saladin before it acts, that would be primo. Structure is exposed. Okay. You know what? No, our allied turrets will go before the Saladin. I'm confident. I'm confident that the Saladin will die this round. So, let's take down the Arctic Cheetah. And yeah, we're gonna shred it as fast as we can. There we go. Engine destroyed. Beautiful. So we destroyed side torso, which with a Clan XL engine is 2 crits to the engine, and I guess we got another crit to the center torso engine component. So engine destruction, which is actually, man, it's really unfortunate that we didn't get any of the Arctic Cheetah parts from the last Arctic Cheetah we killed, because yeah, that would have been nice. Being able to just build an Arctic Cheetah. So we're not going to have a great hit chance with Rusalka, period, because of her cautious. But as long as we're staying away from the battle armor, like, yeah, I think our best bet here, even though the Saladin is... Like, the Saladin's open, but all we need is one of our allied turrets to hit it, to kill. And the only components we could crit in the front to actually destroy it would be the crew compartment if we got, I think, 2 crits on it, or the AC-20 ammo and causing an ammo explosion. I mean, that said, if either of our lasers hit it, and again, it hasn't acted... Yeah, ignore what I just said. We are absolutely going to try to get the best hit chance possible. Still getting 9 evasion. We're actually getting 10 evasion. So, if the battle armor acts before our Locust, we might have a bad time. We might have a bad time. Because battle armor swarming a Locust is terrifying. But if we can kill the Saladin, like that... Pilot lethal damage. Okay, so we might be able to salvage the full Saladin. That's actually interesting. Okay, so that turret fires apparently a single autocannon round. Yeah, AC-2. Wow. What a helpful turret. Here comes the Infiltrator. It is swarming the turret. Okay. So, the little battle armor that could just swarmed this turret, and because it swarmed the turret, it is able to do significantly more damage than it normally would. Its fired weapons are more accurate when they're swarming because point blank, like you're on top of them, you just shoot straight into them. But also worth noting is they are now no longer visible on the map. They are now just an initiative tracker attached to the light laser turret.
Yeah.
So, using Hellion as an example, we can't shoot the battle armor while it is swarming a target. Which means the only way we can actually do anything to the battle armor is if we wait for the turret to be destroyed, in which case the battle armor will be on the ground able to be shot. Wait until the turret shakes them off, which I don't think turrets can. Vehicles can use erratic maneuvering, and mechs can either erratic maneuver, SWAT, or roll to get battle armor off. But I don't think turrets have any of those options. Regardless, we're going to go and see what our hit chance is on the CX. And it's good enough, I think, to shoot past the Locust. Yeah, no stray shots, no regrets.
That was a critical hit.
It would have been unfortunate if we actually accidentally crit or backstruck our Locust. But yeah, so once we finish off the CX,
Tell me what to shoot.
like that, all we have left is the battle armor. I have no way of attacking the battle armor until it destroys that turret and gets off of it. So all I can really do is move and brace. And that's what I was saying in the last mission about the battle armor potentially swarming a vehicle, is the only thing you have as a vehicle is erratic maneuvering. And if you're a less fast vehicle, like the Chasseur isn't that fast, the more hexes you cross while using erratic maneuvering, the higher the chance you shake off the battle armor. Versus a mech, if they're swarming, you can pretty reliably take them off with, lower arm actuators or hands swatting at them, or dropping to the ground and rolling around, potentially injuring your pilot from the jostling. But, yeah, rolling on the ground is just about guaranteed to knock them off, and I believe it also is guaranteed to damage them. So, it's the most reliable way to get battle armor to leave you alone.
I hear you.
Battle armor can't swarm flying units, so VTOLs and lambs are the safest thing to go around and start backstriking the battle armor with. And we have to destroy the ambushing lance before we can go on to the next point, so we are literally just stuck here until the battle armor, is available to be shot.
I read you, Commander. Moving out.
Oh, also, I forgot to mention, the fourth way of getting battle armor off is ejecting your mech. Like, if your Mechwarrior ejects, then the battle armor is left on the ground after your pilot punches out. Also, whenever you're getting battle armor off, it's always worth paying attention, because if you, say, swat them off or roll before their activation, they can then immediately swarm back onto you or swarm onto another unit before you can shoot them. So it's always advisable to do whatever you're going to do to try to get the battle armor off after the battle armor's activation that round.
What can I do for you?
Without fail, it is always the best option. Alright, at long last, the turret is destroyed, and now the battle armor is standing there with no evasion.
I'm listening.
And we can just have a good time blasting them to pieces. Wow, really? Obstructed because they're on top of the little... Are they able to move, actually? I'm actually slightly tempted to keep them alive just to see if they can actually move off of the turret post that they're on. And there's no reason to not go all in with our weapons that can jam and have recoil and everything, because it will take us more than a round to get to... Man, even our Mockingbird from its high elevation, yeah.
I read you, Commander.
They literally have obstructed line of sight to them because they are not supposed to be able to be on that post. Oh, right, turrets. Yeah, he's probably dead. Cool. Alright, now we can finally continue with the mission. Wow. Okay, and very important, after you finish the first point, always check every mask and supercharger and whatnot to make sure they're off, because you're not going to need them for several rounds as you move over to the second activation point. Also worth noting, the activation distance for every single point on the same map is always going to be the same. So, if I had this particular point's activation radius memorized, I would have known that the Bushwhacker wasn't going to activate it that one turn.
Moving out.
Likewise, with the second activation point, I do know where the activation point is because this giant ridge, the giant mountain here, does very much matter whenever it comes time to activate that point. Whereas down here, you can just kind of position all over the place and still shoot all the enemies you see.
I read you, Commander. Moving out.
Yeah, actually, just gonna move and brace, kind of get in position and wait for everyone to catch up. Same with the Locust. Just moving and bracing and bracing and moving. No need to move and brace there. No need to move and brace there.
On my way.
And back to the top. But yeah, this point, like, traveling from point 1 to point 2 is always...
Coordinates received.
Yeah, just bracing all of them. I don't
Down.
want to activate the point yet.
Good to go.
I actually don't even want to activate the point now.
Moving out.
But I do want evasion.
No.
Okay, so I'm actually going to... Can I move and brace to get 11? No, but I can move and brace to get 10 and cover. Alright. So on this particular map, with this particular second activation, it's basically the tree line there. So as soon as I move any of my units across this like tree line right in front of the base, whatever's gonna happen will happen. So until then, I'm just gonna kind of position everyone around, make sure we have evasion for when the enemies, you know, spawn and all of that. Chaucer, sure. Mockingbird. Actually, I'm curious. Can I, like, if I travel to this side of the mountain, does that activate?
Right, Commander.
Does that activate? No. Okay. Cool.
Commander. Waiting for orders.
So, the Bushwhacker is going to have the least positioning options.
Don't need to tell
Might
me
as well
twice.
trigger the point with her, or with Scion. Alright, one hex shy. that has become the standard operating procedure of our Bushwhacker. Always be one hex short of where you're supposed to be trying to go. In any case, our allies are still in control of the base, which is really nice. Because the three possible outcomes when you activate the second point is either 1, this, where your allies are still in control of the base, and it's basically a defend base against one lance with turret support. The second potential is ambushers, where the buildings explode and show vehicles and mechs waiting to kill you. And then the third is that, but also they end up getting turrets. Because your allies that are still, fighting for the base try to activate the turrets. And you either get the turrets on your side, or the turrets are also against you. So that's like the worst case scenario, is everything's terrible and everything's trying to kill you. In any case, yeah, here we go. Because I saw the dropship on this side of all of this, so I knew that the enemies were going to be on that side. Although, looking at it, I only see 2 enemies. And they are apparently, like, what looks to be on a dead drop. Urban Mech R80, I don't remember what the R80 is, but I think if... my gut says the R80 is the AC-10 and... laser? Maybe? And then we have an Incubus. Not super terrifying. And then let's get the Mockingbird over here for 10 evasion, and maybe we see... There we go. There's the rest of them. Roadrunner.
Come on, Mechwarriors.
What's a Roadrunner? Ah, Roadrunner's a proto-mech. Okay. And then a Wasp. I'm not the least bit worried, but at the same time, is that a streak too?
I'm here.
I don't know. It only fired 2 missiles, and they both hit. But it's a building, so the hit chance was probably insanely high. I'm going to wait with the Locust. The Locust is always going to be more impactful if it follows up on a damaged target. Alright. We don't want to shoot the Irby until it goes, because it's not going to get 6 evasion when it activates. Ooh, okay. Here is an advantage of a VTOL. We can get high ground on the Wasp and shoot him in the back. That said, I mean, shooting the bomb at a cluster of 3 enemies. Huh. So Roadrunner kind of looks like miniature Timberwolves, or Mad Cats, or whatever you want to call them. But yeah, that's cool. I would take a proto-mech just to see. And I am going to shoot the bomb cluster down here at these guys. Especially with a 54% chance to hit the Roadrunner before they activate. Because with a name like Roadrunner, I'm just going to assume they're going to be fast.
I've got multiple weapons with no ammo.
Cool. I mean, that was a pretty impactful turn. Shredded half of the Roadrunner's armor. Did a little bit of splash damage to the Incubus and Irby. Yeah, those things are fast. Wow. 8 evasion.
Yeah.
Ha. Yeah. That's a lot. Okay, so our hit chance there is awful, but that is the only shot we can currently get. So I think I'm gonna reserve. Okay. Incubus is not gonna give us line of sight. Okay.
What can I do for you?
I mean, at this point, I don't think the Irby is going to move in a way that's going to give us line of sight. So if we can get direct line of sight to somebody... I mean, obstructed... Obstructed is kind of scary, shooting through the base we're supposed to be defending, but it's fine. I don't think they have very much damage in their Alpha Strike, so even if we help them destroy the buildings a little bit, I don't think it's too much of a concern. Alright.
Let's go!
It's fine.
Hey.
It's fine. The buildings are fine. Nothing to see here. Yep, shoot the one target we can with the Locust. Why not? Nothing better to do. Although I'm going to actually save the machine guns.
This might hurt.
In part because machine guns are super effective against proto-mechs. So...
Yes, Commander.
That's a much more interesting prospect, shooting at the... Okay. Choser cannot get a line of sight to fire, but what we can do is we can swing around behind this ridge, which will allow us next turn to potentially come out and engage the Roadrunner with our machine guns and our AC-10 just directly on point. Yeah, there's Irby. Oh. Irby did get line of sight.
Yeah.
Interesting. Ah, but it's obstructed. Okay. And here we can get line of sight. Yeah, this is why I'm heading over there with the Choser. The stealth is not as long of range as the Choser is, so
Yes, I am.
I'm definitely gonna push the mechs that we can push. I mean, this is the highest evasion ignore we have. So, sure.
Firing at him.
At least I think it is. With the streak 2s. Wait, what is that? Oh, it's artillery. Yeah. That was the thumper turret from the first point.
Come on, Mechwarriors. It's go time.
Alright, so the PPC Urban Mech is running hot now because of
Good to
the
go.
whatever it was that this Irby turret fired from its LRM-30. Side note, Irby turret. Love it. Love it. I mean, yeah, we could potentially kill the Wasp before it does a thing. What do we have before turn 11? Choser's gonna act. The stealth is also gonna act. The only thing we can actually get line of sight to without it getting a turn is the Wasp. So I think we will.
Got it. Max speed, no shooting.
Bring the Bushwhacker in, shoot the Wasp,
Special delivery.
and yeah,
Let's
that's
get fired up. There's
a bit of
to
work
do.
done. Unfortunately, did not leg him or do anything else that might finish him off in a timely manner. Again, though, since the Irby is so hot. Ooh, it's a snub-nosed PPC. Okay. That's interesting. We could also get in the wrong side of the Wasp. Yeah, no, I think I want to shoot the Irby. Or if I can get an angle from way up here. If I could shoot the Wasp in the side that was already damaged, that's absolutely what I would do. But I can only shoot him from the front. The Irby's not going to be able to move. Like, so whenever you're overheating like the Irby is there, it does reduce your mobility. And the Irby already was only able to get 4 evasion, so we're definitely looking at 3 or less when it moves again. The Roadrunner, I would love to get a shot. You know what? I'm going to kick the mask on. We're either going to shoot the Wasp from the front, or there we go. Get into his side. Okay, actually, the Roadrunner is an interesting target here. We can get direct line of sight. But only with the Streak 2. Or we can shoot him with obstructed line of sight with everything at an awful hit chance. Yeah, no, let's carefully angle so that we can shoot the Wasp from the side that's already almost wrecked. And it is just a standard SRM2.
I hear ya.
Didn't even take a leg. So as usual, our Mockingbird is the best target to fly up behind the Proto-Mechs or Battle Armor and kill them till they die from it, or shoot them till they die from it. So that is exactly what we shall do. Right there, and fire. Okay.
Another hit like that, and you're
Alright, that was less impactful than I would have liked. Okay, so we actually cannot get line of sight where they currently are. Alright, so it looks like they're going to get another turn. Because we have used everyone we have. That's unfortunate. Okay, Wasp. Got our AMS in position, intercepted both of the SRMs. Oh, 1 from 1. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, Roadrunner is going off in that direction randomly. For whatever reason. Irby is firing just the tag.
Here.
I mean, yeah, the Wasp. The Wasp's a good target for the Locust. Get right there.
You say so.
Shoot him till he dies from it, and you can see the force that we fought at the first point was much scarier than what dropped here. Pilot's bleeding out. Do I care about a Wasp? I don't think I care about a Wasp. I don't think I care about a Wasp at all. So I definitely want to destroy as much of it as I can before the pilot punches out or bleeds out. Uh-oh. Hey, it didn't splash on us. So if the artillery would have deviated from its path and from its target and actually hit our stealth, we would have taken damage from our ally being bad. Alright, I mean, yeah, we could just go shoot the Incubus in the back. Sure.
Affirmative.
Why not? Then again, yeah, no, Incubuses can be scary.
Clear armor.
Alright, so we definitely want to, if we can, before the Incubus acts, nope, this is the only activation we get before the Incubus acts. Okay, hopefully the Incubus is not able to do any significant damage to our 10 evasion Locust. Hopefully. And again, the Chasseur can't get a shot, so we're just going to reserve with him. Here comes the Incubus. Not doing anything. Okay.
Waiting for orders.
Yeah, he has quite a loadout, and I don't know exactly what it is, but it makes me a little nervous. And the Irby is kind of settled. Like, we don't have to worry about the Irby, like, at all. Because he keeps getting hit by heat. Continuously. So I think I am just gonna, like, move and shoot the Wasp in the back.
You betcha.
Why not? If the Irby's just firing his tag each round,
Right,
then...
Commander. I got the shot. Come on, Mechwarriors. It's go time.
I was not expecting to kill it with an engine crit. Or piloting capacitated,
Yeah.
so... I mean, it's a full Wasp if we care. I don't think we do, but, I mean, it's there. Alright. I think I do want to shoot the Irby in the back, though. Although, hold on. Can I melee him? No. Cannot melee him. That's fine.
Full
Yep.
speed sounds
Sprint
good.
in, shoot him in the back, and hopefully get the stealth's activation before the Incubuses. Because again, this Irby is quite controlled. I don't even think he has enough mobility to reach me to melee me. That is amazing. Full Irby that has a snub-nosed PPC and most importantly, a tag. Tag is so impactful early game.
What can I do for you?
It gives you better sensors on the target, as well as +1 accuracy, period, against the target. And if I remember correctly, it also ignores evasion and gives plus accuracy like a pulse laser does to hit with it. So, all you have to do is shoot it at the incredibly, evasive, stealthy, ECM-laden...
Want some more?
Clan ER medium lasers are actually really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, still can't get an angle with the Chasseur. That's unfortunate. It's fine though. Everything's fine. As long as nothing gets wonky with the Anubis over here, or the Incubus, not Anubis. Oh, shooting at the Roadrunner. That's fine.
We can
I'm okay
do
with
it.
that.
Let's go.
Okay. There's line of sight to the Roadrunner. That's actually pretty likely to kill, if it hits. But then our Mockingbird wouldn't be able to pull over, really. Then again, I definitely don't want to give the Incubus a potential backstrike. Well, then again, isn't he stuck there? I don't think he... Yeah, he can't continue around that ridge. So he's just kind of stuck there. So no, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait with Scion. And I'm gonna still wait with Scion.
Yeah.
Alright, here we go. Stealth. Stealth can move and shoot. Or sprint and shoot. Either way, can't get into his back, but maybe if I mask. Yeah. Beautiful. Continue the backstriking. Continuing the backstriking. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Firing everything.
Alright, bleeding out. What is he carrying? Do we know? We do not know. We have no clue what his 4 ballistics and 3 energy weapons are.
No.
But in the interest of not taking
I'm
damage,
busting
if
again.
if we can avoid it, we're just gonna shoot him with all the things. And all the stuff and all the
Okay.
things.
Huzzah!
Alright, so AP Gauss rifles.
Commander.
We got an ammo explosion. Even though the case contained it, it did injure the pilot. And he no longer... Okay. Large pulse and 2 medium pulse lasers and 4 AP Gauss rifles that we destroyed the ammunition for. This is very interesting salvage. And he's bleeding out.
Commander.
And he's hot now. But one thing to consider is if we don't kill him, our artillery turret might shoot at him. And if the artillery turret misses him and hits us, that's a lot of repair time we can't really afford. So I think I'm actually going to pull the Mockingbird off of the Protomech to try to backstrike the Incubus more. And see how we do. 47.3. Alright. Another full clan mech on the board. That's probably another Clan XL engine. Which, I didn't mention it last mission. But yeah, another benefit to taking Clan XL engines, and part of the reason why it is an instantaneous pick, is if you're strapped for cash and you need to come up with a lot of C-bills really fast, Clan XL engines are very, very valuable. No matter what your scrap and sell settings are, they are just incredibly valuable. But yeah, so now our allied thumper turret will definitely shoot at the Roadrunners.
Waiting on you, Commander.
We can now fire indirectly when we can't get line of sight, which I think I absolutely will. Just move for highest hit chance. Firing indirectly, we're going to be fairly inaccurate, but we don't need much.
Here we go.
Hey, 7 damage. It helps. There's the artillery. Beautiful. I mean, honestly, at this point, we could probably just move and brace and move and brace and let the artillery turret finish them off, which will probably happen this round. I think I'm just going to do that, actually. Move and brace. Move and brace. Maybe the Mockingbird take a shot. But the less we shoot,
I'm listening.
the less we pay for. Definitely turning the mask off. Not forgetting the mask. Hopefully manage to keep up the streak of not forgetting the mask.
Ready for orders.
Yeah, we can't get a line, so we wait with the Trosser.
Roger that.
Allied turret couldn't shoot. We're actually going to wait with the Bushwhacker, partially in case we get line of sight.
Hear ya.
Also partially in case we just kill here. Alright, so right there. 9. Close as possible. Moving so we have bonus accuracy. And shooting the Roadrunner from behind. 87s.
Let's get
There we
fired
go.
up. There's work.
Success! Mission accomplished. Beautiful.
Mission successful.
Alright, since we did not go for very much payout at all, yeah, we only got 66,000, but we did make a profit, and we didn't take much damage, so we should definitely get... We should definitely be able to pay for what little repairs we need with that easily. Now then, I'm going to try to make this quick because I don't want the episode to drag on super, super long, but this is a lot of really good stuff we have access to. So we know the Incubus is clan tech. 270 rated XL engine, Indo-Pharaoh. Actually, wait. Is it? Is it actually clan tech, or is it just an Intersphere XL? Gyro XL, okay. What? Okay. Let's talk about extra light engines. Yeah. 66% weight factor change. So if you're using an insanely huge core, that is a ton. It's 16% more saving of tonnage than a Clan XL would be. But compared to a Clan XL, you've got 4 engine slots in each side torso. Which is, you know, dangerous. It's definitely, if you lose a side torso, you lose a mech. But even before that, it's a lot easier when there's 4 in each side torso to even just get crit out by having, say, 2 crits to one side and 1 crit to the other, or what have you. So, Clan XXLs, or just XXLs in general, they have a lot of slots in the side torsos. That said, they are very, very good on fire support mechs, artillery mechs, basically anything where you don't have to worry about direct line of sight shooting at you. Because you can just hide and lob so much ordnance, because a clan, just any XXL engine is going to give you an insane amount of boom room without having to sacrifice very much mobility. And if you have a bunch of evasion and they're firing indirectly at you, the enemies are much, much less likely to hit. Also, you'll notice the value, 12.3 million C-bills. That is instant pick, even if you don't plan on using it. That's a lot of value. That is enough to cover multiple financial reports. Good times. Gyro XL. Saves tonnage, 50% of the gyro's weight. Which is apparently now based on engine rating instead of tonnage. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So previously, the XL gyro, the savings of tonnage was based on the chassis weight. But this is apparently the engine rating, so you'll save more tonnage, I assume, by putting it on a larger engine core, so a mech that's running really, really, really fast instead of a slow. That's interesting. I'm definitely still taking it. That's amazing. Saving tonnage, and all it takes is 1 extra center torso slot. That's it. You know what? There's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about. Also, mag shot ammo. AP Gauss rifles. AP Gauss rifles in a stack of 3. We have an Omni-Mech we're building. There's so much to talk about. Okay. Yeah. Tomorrow, I'm going to go through the rest of this, and we're going to work on building some stuff now that we have Mechwarriors with fatigue and repairs to do, blah, blah, blah. But for now, that's been your episode of Roguetech for the day. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, have a good one.